Hello and welcome to a new video here on my channel, here at commaik. This video is the start of a new project series. I will install a new lawn irrigation system in this lawn area. The installation, I will divide it into several videos and make the films available to you gradually. In this first part, it will be about introducing you to the project and my planning. To introduce, if you are interested, then stay tuned. It will start shortly. I have created this lawn area over the past few days and weeks. In total, I have 8 m3 of soil. I have applied, distributed and secured it. I have also already sown the lawn. You can see that in some places the grass is already growing. In other places, however, not much is happening. Clearly, the water is missing. For this reason, I would like to install a lawn irrigation system from installing Hunter. I'll take you along with me. In this video, I will show you how I planned the irrigation system and calculated the locations of the individual sprinklers. I have calculated and thoroughly analyzed the water flow. The lawn area is not particularly large, you see. But here I have a small corner that has a lot to offer. Here I will be addressing the side areas for the first time. Sprinklers from Hunter, the MP Rotators LCR and RCR, are used for narrow areas. I think you can already see very well that my test setup with the RCR sprinkler allows the grass to grow well in this small area. However, on the left side, there is still nothing is happening. But enough talk. I will now take you into my office and show you at the computer what I calculated and computed. I am back at my computer. I have already prepared a floor plan in this program from DVS. In the last video I shown how I calculated the irrigation of the lawn area using the Gardena Garden Planner. So you can find the video below in the video description. This time I want to show you how the calculation works. Works with the DVS Irrigation Planner. You can find this program on the website www.dvsberegnung.de. The use is free of charge. You need to register once. You also have the option to use a professional service and have the calculation done by the DVS team. To have it done, I have nothing to do with DVS and am not paid by DVS. I think the program is well done and is suitable for getting started with garden irrigation. It is very well suited. I have already positioned my lawn sprinklers in this plan. I have created the irrigation zones. The piping has also already been planned. All of this the program can calculate automatically, but you can also create the plan yourself to give you an idea of how to do it. To show how it all works, I will restart the program on the homepage of the website. There, a stylish video is running. Above is the link to the free online irrigation planner. Start it. Right at the beginning, I am asked for a name for the project. I enter it and click to continue. If you have not registered yet, you need to do that now. The program will ask you whether I want to continue working with the Hunter MP Rotator or with the gear-driven sprinkler. In my case, I use the MP Rotator and click on continue. Now I am asked if I have whether I want to use an existing floor plan or create a new one. I would like to create a new one. I accept the terms and conditions of the layout. I click on New Draw and proceed to the working surface. The entire content can be scrolled in using the mouse wheel and zoomed out. Above are the individual planning steps from the property to and subsequently proceed. The placement and the arrangement of the sprinklers and up to the connection of the pipes. On the left side are the tools with which you work on the current menu. I use the freehand tool for drawing. You can also simply use the rectangle tool or the circle tool. I have previously and easily measured the property. Measured again and now take over with a click and corresponding adjustments. Property boundaries or the boundaries of the area to be irrigated. Approximately 6.10 meter, then 3.05 meter.
This tool works with an accuracy of 10 cm. I round my values accordingly. Next 0.1 m, then I have 4.17 to the east, then 5.30 m, then another 2.8 m. Approximately 2.2 meters. By clicking on this symbol, the designated lawn area will be securely closed. Now a link created. It will be sent to you via email. Through this link, you can access your project at any time that you have created, regardless of what status you are in. I confirm this and push myself draw it a little more to the center so that I can work better. You can see it on the side. The lawn area is complete. You could still add flower beds and hedges using the same tool. Create. You can define areas that must definitely remain dry, for example, paths. And you can outline areas that should not be actively irrigated but may be kept moist and should be regularly monitored and checked for optimal conditions. I leave the view for the lawn areas and click on Continue at the top. The program now asks me if I want to automatically calculate the position of the sprinklers or whether I would like to do it myself. I would like to present both options to you. To do this, I first click on Yes. The program recommends a coffee break as it automatically calculates the optimal type and position of the lawn sprinklers for me. The calculation is already finished. You see, the lawn area has been automatically marked with sprinklers. On the side you have the designation, a MP Rotator 800. Directly below it, it says 0.05 mem3. This sprinkler would use 50 liters water hourly from this. Sprinklers are positioned quite a lot in the upper area of the building, strategically placed for safety. Here is an MP corner, as you can see, and here is an MP 2000. When I click on it with the mouse or hover over it, you can clearly and distinctly see the irrigation and watering zone or area of this particular sprinkler. The blue and azure zones at the very top show me clearly that this area is very well irrigated. Here in this area you can see small lighter position. There is a little water missing. The overlap is not quite perfect yet. I have to say this is not what I envision. For this reason I will now just simply and easily remove completely and thoroughly the lawn sprinklers again. I use the back button and they are gone. Sprinkler disappeared. I also have the option in the sprinkler menu to set up the lawn sprinklers myself. I move the sprinkler, great. The advantage of this program is that it automatically selects the correct MP Rotator variant. Calculated. I can now literally change the angle and the throw distance. I would like to, here in the corner, have a sprinkler that sprays up to the other corner. The angle should be exactly a right angle as my walkway is located right here. The program automatically calculates the MP 2000 with a 90-degree angle and a throw distance of 6 meters. That fits. A second sprinkler will go up here in the corner. Here I also adjust the irrigation zone. Here you see an effect. This small blue marker is the starting point of the sprinkler. You cannot change that, but you can always adjust the other side. As soon as you set an area that cannot be covered by the MP Rotator nozzles, an error message appears on the right side indicating that there is no suitable sprinkler available. Then you need to decide whether to place the sprinkler differently or to use a different sprinkler. Replaced. In this case it is an MP 2000. The irrigation angle starts at 90 dig on. Less is not possible. I will leave the 90 dig as is. It's not a big deal for me. When the irrigation zone extends slightly beyond the edge, that is where my lawn separation is. So I will indeed definitely continue now. I would like to have a sprinkler here. The sprinkler should water along the entire length of the garden path, ensuring comprehensive coverage of the entire area. It should reach as far as possible, extending to every corner to ensure maximum efficiency and effectiveness. Additionally, it is important to monitor the water pressure and adjust the sprinkler settings accordingly to achieve optimal results. I can pull the throw distance to the corner, and I would now have a minimal overlap with my walkway. Each person must then clarify for themselves whether that is within the realm of possibility. I will pull this a little over here so that the two sprinklers overlap properly. A significantly larger part of my sidewalk is being irrigated. This can be calculated using the distance tool. A little less than half a meter would be watered from the sidewalk. This allows me to live. If I couldn't do that, I would have to limit the throw distance accordingly. Here is the MP 3000 and here is the MP 2000. I set up a additional sprinkler in the lower corner. This one should. When watering your garden, it is important to ensure that the water reaches and extends far enough to cover the entire area intended for irrigation. This means that the water should spread out adequately to cover the desired section of You can see that this area is already being watered relatively well. Here is a zone that doesn't receive quite as much water. Here I could place additional sprinklers. I will position the sprinkler here in the center, literally. I adjust the throw distance down to the edge of the lawn. If I want the sprinklers on both sides to overlap, I need to adjust them a bit more, and adjust. Here I can now work slightly more with a semicircle. The water would be distributed over. This area will be sprinkled. Now this small zone remains up here. For this I do not use the slightly longer method that I prefer. Not normal lawn sprinklers, but the strip sprinklers for narrow areas. I click on the icon and automatically receive the centerpiece the MPSS presented. At the same time, it opens up on the right. A new menu opens on the side. Here I can choose which side sprinkler I would like. I begin with the side sprinkler for the right side, the MPRCS. The colored symbol is the sprinkler. I place it carefully in the corner. If I now want to reduce the length of the irrigation zone, it works. Only within the possible throw distances. I can adjust the whole thing to a certain degree. But at some point the error message appears because the nozzle cannot spray shorter or further. That definitely means we leave it exactly as it is. Indeed, not just a little. Then I will place one second sprinkler. This time the left one, the MPLCS. The position can be adjusted via this pivot. I will indeed very carefully and precisely position the sprinkler up here and adjust the angle just a little bit. And now you see, here it is relatively well irrigated and the other area is also well watered. I have now carefully planned a total of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 sprinklers. For this one here, I'm not sure if I actually need this sprinkler. If I remove this sprinkler, this area is covered by the sprinkler down here, the sprinkler up here, as well as the sprinkler located over there. Sprinkler upper left corner waters well where overlap. 3 irrigation circuits are displayed and the area is still shown brightly. For this reason, I remove the sprinkler. You have the menu on the side. There I click on the X and then he has just already disappeared. I can now simply take a look at the Continue button now, where I would like to place the other technical elements. These include, on one hand, the water supply, the control and also the valve box. The primary focus with both is that DVS will assist you in the end. Of course, you want to make a suitable offer. You can then purchase the components directly. You will find the supply line for the connections at the faucet and of course for the control there. Corresponding offers. The faucet is not relevant to me as I connect the pipes directly to I can connect the valve box. I have already installed the box. Here is the note about a video on whether the water line is sufficient. I have a suitable video for calculating lawn irrigation. I have done it for you before as well. Take a look at the top right corner or down into the video description. It is linked there. For the water connection, the program requires a flow rate. For me, that is approximately 2.4 min3 per hour as indicated by my water meter. The amount of water is automatically and naturally reduced to approximately 1.8 Meto3 due to friction losses. This means that even with large pipes you can enter whatever you want. 1.8 Met3 is the limit. You also have the option available to select from an underground box as well as a filter. This naturally has an impact on the offer that DVS ultimately makes to you. You can also incorporate a pump. A cistern pump, for example, if you want to irrigate your lawn. Watered with rainwater. Whether rainwater, well water or drinking water, you can use it, enter everything. The selection of well water would then require a water filter. Need. I have modeled the faucet accordingly and recorded the data. Next. Here comes the irrigation computer. It is located in my house. For the sake of formality, I set it up. I bring him here. Depending on the distance, you will then be offered the suitable and appropriate control cable to control the valves in the box. You will be asked whether you want to use the standard Hunter X-Core computer, wanted, or the Smart Control Hydrowise. I already have the X-Core computer, that's why I leave this selection. Finally, the placement of the valve box. I have already installed it. I will place the box here. The question arises whether the box is installed in the ground or if it is a wall-mounted installation. I have either a valve box. Before I move on to the next step, which is the planning of the pipe system, I would like to I will go a little deeper into the sprinklers with the Hunter MP Rotator nozzles. The calculation program suggests the MP2000 here. Here is also the MP2000, and here also MP2000. However, here is the MP3000, and in the small area, the side sprinkler models. Why is that? Let's take a look at the Hunter website. The link, you can find it below in the video description. There is an overview of the individual sprinklers like the company offers. These include, among others, the standard MP Rotator and the MP800 series for extremely short areas. The MP800 is suitable for throw distances of 1.8 mils to 4.9 mils, depending on which nozzle you use. With the nozzles, you can increase the throw distances by approximately 20%. You can reduce and deviate downwards, but you cannot increase the throw distance. I will click now on the MP Rotator, which offers various nozzles with a throw distance of 2.5 mils to 10.7 mils. On the overview you can get informed. What is really exciting is, from my perspective, view the area with the specifications. In addition to a brochure for download, you have here a overview of the comprehensive corresponding MP rotators with the key figures. Here you also have the overview, the individual nozzles with the corresponding throw distances and the corresponding throw angles. In my planning I have the MP2000 with a throw angle of approximately 90 degrees like. In the overview I check the MP2000. Here I have throw distances from 4.0 ohm to 6.4 ohm. That works. The nozzles have the following throw angles: 90 degree to 210 degree. They can be adjusted variably in between. However, it cannot be smaller than 90 degree and it cannot be larger than 210 degrees with this nozzle. The green nozzle head is also MP2000. However, it has a throw range of 210 degree to 270 degree. The red nozzle is a full circle sprinkler with 360 degree. I have a 90 degree angle. You see here, these are 90 degree. Smaller is not possible, it is about 90 degree. About this model, the recommended water pressure is 2.8 bar. Since I am using the pressure regulated, using housings is not a problem. I gladly recommend, and you can find them under the video in the description. There, you can simply click the link and purchase the housing for these pressure regulated. With sprinkler housings at 2.8 bar in conjunction with the 90 degree nozzle, you have a water flow of 1.63 liters per minute or 0.1 M3H. If I compare this with my planning, 0.13 H, that fits very well together. The tool shows you the individual values, and I take another look at the side area sprinklers. Here are also the MP3000, the MP3500 and the corner models. At the very bottom there are the strip nozzles, the strip nozzle. On the left I have installed the strip nozzle, and on the right I have installed it once as well. In one, a pressure of 2.8 bar can irrigate an area of 1.5 x 4.6. For this you need 0.05 M3 of water per hour. This consumption is extremely low and cannot be compared at all with the gear-driven sprinklers that I am already using on my other lawns. How did I proceed? I have considered the individual sprinklers and also I created a small Excel table for the other components I need. It looks as follows. I have my pipes and connectors for my supply line above, for the forwarding to the driveway. Entered the slope, the aviary, and the irrigation circuits. I have noted the number of angles. I have noted down the T-pieces, adapters, and couplings that I need. Below that, I have made a note for myself. The performance data of the MP rotators recorded. The MP815, the MP1000, the MP2000, the MP3000, and the side surfaces models LCR and RCR. Below, I noted the throw angles. I will use, it shows 90 degree, 180 degree, and 210 degree. I will switch back into the planning. I have planned the MP2000 model here, here, and here, each with a throw angle of 90 degree. If I were to install the fourth MP2000 here, in this very specific and precise location, it would have a semicircular region with 180 degrees. Can then read from the table that the MP2000 with a 180 degree throw angle has a water consumption of 6.9 liters per minute is needed In this Excel spreadsheet, I will now enter how many nozzles I have of which model is specifically needed. I have exactly 1, 2, 3, 4 pieces of the MP2000 with a 90-degree throw angle in total. I will enter these 4 MP2000 with a 90-degree throw angle into the table, and a multiplication formula will calculate for me 4x 1.63L at 2.8 bar. This is a water consumption of 6.52 L that I need per minute. Here, below, the total requirement for the entire row is calculated. I have also included the MP3000 once and also the 2 strip models once each. The MP3000 irrigates at 90 degrees. And here there is only this one variant. I will also include this when planning now that I have done it, I need a water output of just under 11.5 liters. Water connection per minute would have to be provided. As you know from my other videos, I come from, depending on the time of day, to at least 30 liters. That should definitely be sufficient. I jump back into the calculation tool and click on the planning of the pipeline in the next step. You will see the DVS system will automatically lay a pipeline along the sprinklers. That went relatively quickly this time. Here is the connection from the faucet and the connection to the valve box. From the valve box, there is another pipe connected to this yellow pipe system. This connects all the sprinklers to each other. In practice, a circle, that is, a proper water circuit, quite sensible. The water can flow once to the right towards the last sprinkler, and it can flow to the left. This definitely makes more sense than if it were coming from the valve box. Only one main line from sprinkler to sprinkler ends at the last sprinkler. Here, do you have the problem that less water might arrive at the end than at the first sprinkler? With pressure regulated housings, the problem is no longer as significant. Through the water circuit, it will be, but more or less completely eliminated. You can click on the yellow pipes to adjust the position as it makes sense for you. Here is my garden shed, and I can't do anything there. Dig up to lay the pipes. Therefore, I need to carefully adjust the position of the pipes in order to ensure proper alignment and functionality. The pipe from the valve box would be exactly on my left side of the valve box. I will click again, once on my already existing irrigation plan. Here you can see I have adjusted and fine-tuned the yellow pipes a bit. By the way, here is the 8th sprinkler. Still planned. I will keep it in the plan, even though I currently have no intention to install the sprinkler. What did I do differently? I did not plan a water circuit, but a main line that branches off from my valve box. The main line splits here once, drops down and takes the 2 sprinklers with it. It separates once upwards to take these 3, to take the sprinklers one after the other, and the line runs to the left to these 2 sprinklers. What will additionally be added in terms of water pipes is a water line that my second distribution box is supplied with water, and 2 water lines coming from the valve box supply the slope and the aviary via the already laid pipes. So you see, with this tool you can easily calculate your irrigation. You will receive a clear overview. Setup on how the whole system works can be done. The automatic placement of the lawn sprinklers took place. I am not quite so happy in my case, but with the manual placement, when you deal with it, has kept me a little busy, but it's really a great thing. I find the automatic very good. Selection of the sprinklers and the display of the respective lawn area with the colored scale, whether it is well or poorly irrigated. When I click on next, I will receive a quote from DVS. Of course, it includes everything you need, including a drinking water separation station, which is more or less mandated in Germany, but accordingly is included in the budget. This button down here should be exciting for you. There you can, to download the planning, I will open the PDF now. You can see here the lawn area that I have created, the individual irrigation zones that result from this. You can see the areas including the spacing of the sprinklers. These are 3 and 7.7 centimeter to example. The planning of the pipe system with the connections, then one after the other. The individual subzones. This is really very well explained. I must acknowledge this without envy. However, I have already gathered my data through my Excel spreadsheet, and I have already ordered my sprinklers and pipes. I have already ordered my MP Rotator nozzles. Also all the connection pieces. As you know, I am working with a different pipe system than DVS. If If you, like me, want to conveniently order your components through Amazon, then take a look below in the video description. There you will find the relevant links to the materials. You can easily calculate the type and quantity yourself using an Excel spreadsheet. Simply reorder. I have now shown you how to set up your lawn irrigation system from Hunter. You can easily calculate online with the irrigation tool from DVS. The corresponding links, the ones I showed you in the video, you can find them under this video in the description. There. You will also find the link to the playlist for this project series. The next video will be coming soon. Then I will introduce the components to you in detail. I will show you which components. I will use how they are installed together and what to pay attention to. Until then, there is still a little bit of time. Use this time and write me a comment on this video if you like it. If you liked it, give me a like. I would be really happy. And you know I am looking forward to it. Also about any feedback from you, your questions and comments. I will respond as fast as I can. Until the next video. And don't forget to subscribe. Take care. Ciao.